Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is the start of a new cross stitch vlog. So today is Monday. I had to look on my calendar. Monday, September 27th. So I was home. I left Ocean City yesterday at about 10 of 7, so 6:50 a.m. Stopped at Starbucks on the way out and got a coffee and a bagel. And I actually listened to a book I was reading at the retreat. I listened to most of it on the way home, and boy, that was a good way to pass that 2.5 hours. I actually wound up finishing the book yesterday when I got home. I read the rest of it, but it was nice to listen to it. I normally haven't been a fan of listening to, books, audiobooks, but I enjoyed that one. So got home, got unpacked, and was exhausted. Didn't sleep too well from Saturday to Sunday. The H2O car guys were out, and I heard a bunch of that on Saturday night. But it was good to get home and all of that. And yeah, so today I was off work, except I did have to do a little bit of work this morning, but got that done with no problem. And it is about 1:50 p.m. here. I just left. I left the house at 1:30 to go to the bank. I was going to go to the bank. I had a check to deposit, and I was going to stop at Chick-fil-A and get a lemonade because it's like right around the corner from that branch of the bank. So our neighborhood, there's only one way in and one way out. So I go up to the end of our street, and I see vehicles on either side that look like utility vehicles, and it's all blocked off. And I'm like, okay. Well, I don't need to go to the bank right now. It's not like it's urgent. I was just doing it because I had off today. And I thought to myself, all right, I'm just going to turn around and come home. And, when stuff like that happens, I don't necessarily get upset. I try to think that's happening for a reason. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in stuff like that. So, but what I did when I got home was I called Bill and I said, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up because he's due to get off work at 2:30 and you might not be able to get home. Hopefully it will be done, cleared up by that time because it takes him almost an hour to get home. So he is usually not coming in the door till about 3:20 p.m. So hopefully. But I never call him during the day. Like, he calls me in the morning, and then I don't see him till he gets home. So me calling, I tried to call his cell phone first, and it didn't go through. He has horrible service there. So I then tried his work number, and he must have caller ID because he knew it was me. And I tried to only call, I thought he was going to be alarmed, like something was wrong. Because like I said, I never call him. So yeah, I told him, and he was like, oh, well, thanks for letting me know. And yeah. So after I got done my work stuff and all the house stuff that I normally do, I was itching to start a new project. Yeah. So for right now, I've put away Phoenix, which, by the way, when I came home yesterday, I was like, oh, I can't wait to show you the progress I got done. And I showed him, and I kid you fucking not. I kid you not. He said, is that all you got done? You were there for 3 days. Excuse me? I was like, do you realize that Phoenix piece is solid stitching? Solid stitching! I was like, what do you mean this is all I got done? I thought I got a fucking lot done on that. No clue. No clue because he is not a stitcher. Other stitchers would appreciate that. And I went back and I looked at the picture I posted on Instagram like before I left. I got quite a bit done. I was just like, okay. So the new project I'm going to start, Primrose Cottage stitches. This is Halloween. I'm in the mood to stitch a Halloween piece. And then after this will probably be Thanksgiving piece maybe. Depending on how close to Halloween it is. Might stitch something else Halloween. I find myself being a seasonal stitcher, right? Like, I stitched Hello Summer in the beginning of summer. I want to stitch Halloween and fall. It's Halloween and fall. Christmas, I want to stitch something Christmas. Don't you love this, though? Yeah, I need to stitch something that, yeah. So I pulled all the colors. It's only 9 colors. Here are all the colors, all DMC. Bright, beautiful colors. Now, the fabric they stitched this on was Stormy Lugana, which I should probably look that up. I love Lugana fabric, but I'm not going to buy it. I decided to stitch mine on 14 count Jobelan in Antique Copper, which is this. Gorgeous. And I'm telling you, Q-snaps, drum fucking tight. Yeah. My Dubko stand is coming this week, so I'm hoping to be able to use that. And I should also have my Lowery table clamp this week. The corner clamp is coming from Fire Poppies tomorrow, but the actual corner part, the actual clamp itself is coming from Tinsmith's wife. And that did ship. And I'm thinking I'll be able to clamp it to my little table right there that I stitched next to. So I'm hoping. But yeah, there's my needle minder that I got from Down Sunshine Lane, Resting Witch Face. Had to have a Halloween needle minder. So I have a fat quarter of fabric. I could have cut it because the size of this is, the stitching size is 8.5 by 8.5. And then I do 3 inches all the way around. So I added 6 to that. So technically it would be 14.5 by 14.5. I could have cut it, but when I cut the fabric, I feel like it starts to fray. I'll cut it when I'm done. I just tucked the excess fabric. That's the joy about having these grime guards. I just tucked the excess fabric in here. Yeah. Because this technically, the whole piece will probably fit in here. Almost. Almost, almost. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to start stitching on that today. Now, you know me with the size of the pattern. I am going to really pay attention to this designer only because I almost bought a pattern at Salty Yarns when I was at the retreat this week, and they came out with some new stuff. They have like autumn rules. What I like about it, first of all, it's very glossy, heavy cardstock. And I'm going to show you a tiny piece of the pattern. There's a tiny piece. See how it's like really big? It's really big, but the pattern is in color. I'm not going to be able to highlight because it wouldn't show up. But this pattern is easy enough, I feel I can follow along without highlighting. There are plenty of people, and a bunch of them were at the retreat. Lacey does not highlight. You know, on some things, like on that Phoenix, there's no way I couldn't highlight. There's no way. I wouldn't know where I was. But for something like this where it is different motifs, and I figure what I'm going to do is set little goals. Like today, I want to aim to get the word Jack done and those 3 stars. Then like tomorrow, the pumpkin. The next day, the word lantern. You know what I mean? Because the words, I feel like, wouldn't take that much time. But isn't this just so cute? I absolutely love all the different little motifs in it. I especially love the haunted house down here. And I love the 31 sign with the witch's hat. And then the witch's like shoes. Yeah. Are you kidding me right now? But yeah, they are a new to me designer. I don't know if they're new on the market. I looked on 123 Stitch. They got a crap ton of patterns. So I will link this down below though in the description box. So I did get some stuff. When I came home, of course, there was 3 days of mail waiting for me because Bill doesn't do the mail. I do. And I did get, I had ordered 3 fat quarters of Vanilla Latte 14 count Aida from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It is just such a really nice white neutral fabric. So got 3 of those. And then I had ordered some hoop grime guards. And I ordered them from Stitchin' Sisters on Etsy. So I ordered one for a 6-inch hoop, a 10-inch hoop, and an 8-inch hoop. And the 6-inch, I ordered the breast cancer. Now, I put them already around my hoops. So this is breast cancer ribbon. That's the 6-inch. This is the 8-inch, which is like coffee themed. And then the 10-inch is like, this reminds me of Christmas, you know, like this is like red and gray plaid sort of. But yeah. So I'll link their store down below also. That's it. That's all I got. I think some things are coming today. I'm due to get 2 packages today. I don't know what they are. I really, besides the Lowery stand, really have just cut off myself buying stuff. I really say to myself, do I need that? Do I need to buy that? That's why I bought nothing at the stitching store at Salty Yarns during the retreat. I have so many patterns. It's like, how many can you start? How many can you really amass before you have to say, what the hell am I doing? Right? But yeah, I am going to, I watched the end of the first part of American Horror Story. I think it's called Red Tide. Good God. So now I think it's next week or this week, they start the second half of it. Should be very interesting. I like the first part. Yeah, I did. So that's it. That's all I got. So I will end this here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with, as I'm knocking stuff over on my desk, hopefully with the word Jack done. And if I keep going, if I start stitching like right now, I might even be able to get the word Jack and the pumpkin done. We'll see. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, everybody. So, today is Tuesday, September 28th, and it's time for my cross stitch update. So, I have lots to show you guys because yesterday the table clamp for the Lowery came in from Tinsmith's wife. I got my corner clamp today from Fire Poppies and my Dubko stand came. Let's go! Yeah! So, I filmed a video and it's already gone up on my channel by the time you see this for the Dubko stand. And my thoughts on that is it is better for hoops than it is for squirrel rods or Q-snaps. The Velke Potoky will be fantastic for Q-snaps. So, of course, Bill is like, why do you need all of these stands? But his main question was, does it make you happy? Yeah, it does. So, all right. So I did start this last night. Now, I'm kind of glad I've had off the past couple days because I think I kind of overdid it stitching at the retreat because my hand and arm hurt. So trying to take it easy. So I did start this. I'm stitching it on 28 count Jobelan in Antique Copper, which I love that color. So you'll see I got done the 2 stars and the J last night. This is by Primrose Stitches, Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it's called This Is Halloween. I love this pattern. I can't highlight it though because the pattern is color, so it's like, yeah. I'm actually going to turn the camera around and show you my progress because I have it in the clamp for the Lowery, so I'm going to show you. Let's flip you around. Okay. Here is the table clamp. So you can see right here, this part expands. Now, I learned, this is a laptop table that I have, okay, that I got from LTD Commodities online. When I first put this on here yesterday, this tips, like it will move because it's supposed to be angled for a laptop. So I had to put that weight over there to make it so it would even out the weight, if that makes sense. So this, you can see this adjusts here. Here is the corner clamp. So the normal clamp is like right here that I have for my floor stand. So the corner clamp, you can either have it, your piece up there, or if while you're stitching at the top, you could flip it around and have the clamp down here. So you have a choice there. I absolutely love this. So here's what it looks like when I sat here last night. This is what it looked like when I recorded stitching. It's so fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite purchases that I've done this year for sure. Well worth the money in my opinion. And to flip your piece around, I can't do this. I need to try to hold the tripod between my legs. Yeah. All right. So what you do is you would move this, loosen that, flip your work around, and then come back and do that. Now, sometimes I finish my threads on the front, But what's nice about this is that it just swings out of the way and I can keep it here. So what I'm probably going to do, this is going to stay here. I'm not going to take this with me to a retreat. Instead, what I'm going to take with me is probably this. This is my Dubko stand from Russia. So isn't that so fantastic? Let me flip you around and I can show you how this works. Okay, let's get you situated. So this is pretty heavy. It's definitely weighted where when you put it on a table, it's not going anywhere. Now, I would not recommend this sitting on your lap. I tried to do it and it just, I mean, I think you could if you absolutely had to, but I feel like it works better on a table. So this is why I will be taking this to a retreat. So this lever here, and if you watch my video, like I did a video on this lever here moves this up and down, okay? And everything is very nice and fluid, and once you have it, it's not going anywhere. Like some of the cheaper stands that are out there, stuff will just like move around. This does not. And then this lever here controls this. So if you want to get to the back of your work, and you can adjust, you know, I wanted to put a hoop in here to show you. And I bought the attachment that has like the bars down there that you can put a Q-snap or like scroll rods in. But I'll be honest, I like having my item, my hoop, my whatever clamped. It's definitely not going anywhere. What I do wish that they had on this is that this flipped totally around. So you could get to the back of your work with no problem. But their lever on the side is what does that. But absolutely love this. So, and this, you know, folds up fairly flat, as in, you know, if you didn't have the hoop in there, I mean, that could fit right in your suitcase or right in your bag. And I will be taking this, I think, to retreats. I will be taking this and my Velke Potoky. I'll take both stands. Because the Velke Potoky will also hold a hoop, but the Velke Potoky will hold a Q-snap. So I'm looking forward to that. And the Velke Potoky, this part also flips all the way around so you can get to the back of your work. But I got, this is the dark blue color. Absolutely love it. It's so well made. It's so fantastic. That's all I have to show you. I thought it was going to be more than that. I just got an email from my boss, though, that there are people still sick with COVID. So next week, the arbitration dates are also canceled. And I was like, oh my God. So we just have like a regular work week where, just a regular work week. And that means the arbitration is probably going to go into January because they're not going to be able to get done in time. We have it like all November, all December. Who knows, maybe, but we'll see. So yeah, absolutely loving this piece. You saw I got done, actually, I'll pull it out of the clamp and show you. Yeah, so the Lowery table clamp I got from Tinsmith's wife. I can't link it down below because they don't have it on their stand, on their site anymore. Because when I went and ordered it, it was the last one, and when I went and looked the next day, it was removed from their site. So I don't know if that means they're not getting anymore. I don't know what that means. And you can get it at other places. I mean, it's out of stock now, but I know on Fire Poppy's website, you can put your email in to get notified when they have it in stock. The corner clamp I got from Fire Poppies, and they still had some of those. So the corner clamp was $120, and the table clamp was $100. So $220 altogether for that. But yeah, here's my progress. So this is 28 count Jobelan in Antique Copper. I got done the 2 stars and the J. That J took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me. I really, really like 28 count Jobelan. I think it looks, I like Ada, but I think the stitches and stuff look nice and neat. The coverage is really well on here. So that's my Rusting Witch Face Needle Minder from down Sunshine Lane. Now let's talk grime guards. So I'm really picky. The grime guards that I had ordered for an 11 by 11 Q-snap, which is what this is, way too much fabric. I had all kinds of fabric on the back, and it was encroaching on the fabric, this fabric, and it was just in my way. And I was like, all right, I gotta fucking figure something out here with that. So I remembered that I had purchased a 10-inch hoop grime guard. That's what this is. It fits tight as a motherfucker on here, but there's no excess fabric. Like, you see how it's really nice and tight around here? That's how I like my grime guards. So what I did was I found a site online and I ordered more 10-inch hoop grime guards. Does anyone know? If you do, please link it down below in the comments. Do you know of any grime guard companies that don't make it with all this excess, with all excess fabric? Like, do you know companies that make it where it's this tight? Like, there's no excess fabric. I'm afraid, like some of the ones I have, like when I stitch in the back, I'm afraid I'm gonna stitch this to the thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's annoying AF. Like, so I'll just use hoop grime guards. That's what I'm gonna do. Now, this was interesting to get on here. I mean, I'm stretching it out now, but I'm like, oh, when I have to move the fabric, this whole piece will almost fit in this whole thing because it's like 8.5 by 8.5. So it will almost fit in here because there's an inch on each side. So this is probably 8 by 8. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. I kind of understand why the companies make these with excess fabric, because let's say I had a lot of fabric, you wouldn't be able to tuck it in here, right? Yeah. But I just, it's too baggy. I hated it. Yeah. So that's my progress. I'll probably stitch a little bit tonight, although like I said, I'm going to be watching my arm and my hand because I have to be ready for work. But yeah, so that's what's going on over here. And that's it. So I hope you guys are all having a good Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, September 29th. I almost said 28th. And it's time for my cross stitch update. So no purchases. Nothing came in the mail. Like, besides I do have some Q-snap grime guard things coming. But besides that, you know, no patterns or anything like that. I have to say, I'm really in love with this. I even commented on their Instagram and said, I really like how you do your printed patterns. I don't know too many companies. I can't think of any offhand. Do you guys know of any companies that print their patterns on like this heavy cardstock, and that inside the pattern, let me show you a tiny bit. The pattern is like nice and big like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have to highlight this because I can just follow along. And last night when I was stitching on it, well, of course, watching my Lifetime, you know, people who are psychotic movies, I realized that I seem to gravitate towards patterns like this where there are words with motifs, because it's almost like, it's like mini finishes. Like when I finished the word Jack last night, and I'll show you in a second, it was like, ooh, I finished it. And then I moved on to the pumpkin. And it's so many little doodads and stuff to look at. I almost, last night, they have one that's called Christmas Rules or Christmas something, where it's not like the long one. They have one that's long and it's Christmas Rules. It was another one where it was just Christmas stuff, and it was all done in red, green, and white, and I really liked it. And I was like, I almost bought it, and I was like, no, I'm trying to be good and not buy stuff, you know. They have a pattern actually, and I think it's only available by PDF. So I'm like, ah. It's all in white though, and it's the word snow, and meaning it being all in white, you know, you could do it on any fabric. And I was like, the choices are limitless, and I think it would look absolutely fantastic on something like this that is Fiberlicious Poinsettia, you know, something like that. Or I don't know, any other gorgeous color, you know. And I decided to change. I haven't purchased that pattern yet because I was like, I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe the print's really big. And I don't think it was that much. It was like $4 or something. But I'm really trying to be good and not buy a bunch of stuff. And yeah. But I changed my fabric of the month, Fiberlicious, to Lugana, to 28 count Lugana. I'm enjoying stitching on the Jobelan so much. I love Ada, don't get me wrong, and I have a shit ton of it, but I really like the even weave. I really do. So, working on this, and it's all DMC. Yeah, there's the back of it, so you can see the DMC. I just love that format of that pattern. I can't tell you enough. So, here's what I have done. So I finished the word Jack last night and the stars, and I started on the pumpkin. What I did was I stitched the black for the pumpkin. Why does that look like that? Oh, that's an open space. It looks so weird right there. And then I said, okay, I'm going to outline the pumpkin, and then all I have to do is fill it in now. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing, because by the time I stitched ACK and these 3 stars and then did all this, I had been stitching for like an hour and a half or so, and I was like, that's pretty much, you know, Bill goes to bed at 8. I'm in my office by about 8:15, and I usually try to stop stitching at about 10. So yeah, I'm really loving this though, because after the pumpkin, then it's the word lantern. So Jack O' Lantern, like I'm guessing that's supposed to be a pumpkin, but it's also supposed to be an O. Yeah. And then it's the witch's boots, which I really love those. But yeah, loving this one. Enjoying it very much. I'm really looking forward to getting to the other little motifs. I mean, I love how the ghost mouth is open, screaming, right? The little pumpkins, the cauldron. I love the haunted house, the witch's hat, all of it. Yeah. And still using my clamp, table clamp, Lowery. So I did my Dubko video yesterday, and I actually sat down this morning and in my recliner and put it like between my legs, you know, like a lap stand kind of thing. And I think it will work. I feel like you have to have a chair that is like a recliner, meaning it's wider, because if you have like a small chair, I don't think it's going to work. You got to have a little bit of space. Yeah, so I will definitely be taking that stand with me to, at least I think, because I should be done that before December. Good God. Yeah, I say that right. Yeah. Famous last words. But I'm hoping to be working on something Christmassy, and I would love to take the Dubko stand so I can try it out and really see how it is and all of that. We'll see. We'll see how that happens. But yeah, that's all I got. Got a little bit of progress done and watched, you know, like I said, a Lifetime movie. And yeah, it's actually really nice weather here today in the lower 70s, which is fantastic. We are edging towards fall temperatures. I think yesterday was like our last hot day that hopefully we're going to have, because sometimes summer peeks its way back through and we have like a 90-degree day, but let's fucking not, right? Let's not. No. I'm done with that. Bugs need to go back to hell, right? So, okay, I'm going to end this clip, and I will see you guys tomorrow, probably with a filled pumpkin and possibly part of the word in lantern. So I will see you then. Hey guys, today is Thursday. I almost said October 30th. No, it's September 30th, and it's time for another cross stitch update. So I worked a little bit, not as much as I would have liked, because I spent most of my stitching time last night switching from a Q-snap to scroll rods. Yeah, remember, I'm working on Primrose Cottage stitches. This is Halloween. Stitching it with the called for DMC and on 28 count Jobelan in Antique Copper. So here is my progress. I did get some of the pumpkin filled in. That was all that I did because I was fooling with scroll rods. So I thought today I would also talk about Q-snaps, hoops, scroll rods, and give you my opinion on when they are fitting to use. Now, there is no cross-stitch police. If you love hoops, use hoops. If you love Q-snaps, use Q-snaps. There is no one way to do this craft. There's about a billion. So, but I've had so many people over the years I've done my channel ask me my opinion about scroll rods, Q-snaps, hoops, blah, 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 that I'm like, you know what? I need to just kind of give you my opinion, and hopefully they will watch this. So, and I'm also going to show you a purchase I made, because good intentions to not spend money, but easier said than done, right? Okay, so we're going to start with hoops. There are a billion different hoop companies out there. The ones I like are from Michaels, and it's like the Michaels brand. I don't know what the brand is. You know what? I'm going to show you, because I know I have the pack. Yeah, don't look in this closet. Good God. Okay. It is this set. It is loops and threads, and it was like $10 for all of the, you know, this whole set on Michael's website. And I think I had 40% off. So it comes with 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch. I seem to use the 10-inch most, although I have used the 8-inch. So yeah, I'm that person. I got to put the stuff away as I use it, right? Okay. Hoops, in my opinion, are great for if you want to hold it in your hand. It's not too heavy, easily manageable. Now, hoops will leave marks on your fabric, like it will leave a crease. You can iron it out, but for me, I like to use the size hoop where the entire stitched area is in this and I don't have to move the fabric around. I realize that's not always possible. Like I was using a hoop for my Modern Folk Embroidery sampler because that thing is giant. But if I can possibly help it, I like to have where I don't have to move the hoop. And most hoops, it's like this. It's, you know, you have this piece, it's 2 pieces. You put your this on the underside of your fabric, this on top. You squeeze it together and your fabric is in there. And corralling excess fabric, you can use any number of things too. You can use the magnetic cable ties that seem to be very popular in the community these days. You can use needle minders, which I have done in the past, to hold excess fabric, or you can just let it hang and just stitch around it. Okay, hoops. All right, next are Q-snaps. I think Q-snaps are probably the most popular form of holding fabric, right? This is an 11 by 11. Now this is just a grime guard, but it's got clamps. Again, a Q-snap, I like to not have to move the fabric because, especially with the Q-snap, because this holds it so tight, if you are not careful, it can distort your stitches if you're pulling and you have it clamped. Some people will put felt or fabric in between the clamps, which helps protect it a bit. I, again, like to use Q-snaps when I can fit all of my stitching in the area and not have to move it, if that makes sense. What's fantastic about Q-snaps is they are somewhat lightweight also, although they are much heavier than hoops. And for me, I don't like holding a Q-snap in my hand if I can possibly help it. That's where like the Velke Potoky comes in, the Lowery table clamp, or even the floor stand, both will hold a Q-snap very, very well. This keeps the fabric very, very nice and tight. I like my fabric very taut because I feel like my stitches are neater and more uniform. Okay. Many people, though, I feel like don't want to use these, or they want a stand because of arthritis or something in their hands. And I almost hit myself in the face with that. That would have been something. All right, now we move into scroll rods. Now, I have gadgets. I'm the gadget queen. Like for Halloween, I've considered in years past dressing up as Inspector Gadget. I'd have to get a big trench coat, but like having stitching stuff in it, right? Because I literally, Bill will sing the Inspector Gadget song, the theme song from the cartoon. I literally have all the gadgets. I felt like last night, I was like Goldilocks trying to find that perfect bed, right? In the Three Bears story. I'm trying to find the perfect setup for my stitching area. I even went so far as to pull my seat cushion because my recliner, I wish my recliner was a little higher because my table a little lower, because it's like when I have the piece in the table clamp, it's like right up here. It needs to be a little bit down here. So I put my seat cushion that's like this thick on it, and that helped a lot last night. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. But I was like 45 minutes getting my fabric on the scroll rods, trying to make sure it fit in the clamp. It just fits in the clamp. Yeah, like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm wasting so much valuable stitching time. But now I got it. Okay. So scroll rods, I have a Stitchmate. I didn't bring those scroll rods up here because they're not made any longer. The owner, designer, maker of that Stitchmate stand passed away many years ago. So the only Stitchmate stand you're going to purchase is from someone else selling it that doesn't want it. I got lucky in that a woman that I met at the Ocean City retreat at Salty Yarns at the Langford, she was selling her Stitchmate and she messaged me and I bought it from her, and it came with the stand and a whole bunch of scroll rod sets and sidebars. So and that is split rail scroll rod. Now, I also don't have the scroll rods where you have to attach the fabric, like baste it with the tape, and then you can roll it. Here's what I have. We're first gonna roll a frame. Roll a frame has become very popular in years past. They are, in my opinion, the lightest weight scroll rods out there, meaning you can hold these in your hand if you really had to. So the interesting thing about these, it's two pieces, it comes apart. See these, I want to say they're like nails. Your fabric goes on these. These are very sharp and pointy. You put your fabric through all of these, and then when your fabric is on here, you put this, there are holes in this side, obviously. You attach it, and then you can roll it. Now, this is tricky for me. This is what takes me the most if I use these, is getting the fabric on these. And your fabric cannot go past this, because this is where this fits into here, right? It fits into this. And then these tighten down, and you can tighten it to, and this is, I want to say 7-inch spreader. I don't like huge sidebars, because you can roll it. You can roll it. So I like a comfortable working area. And for me, 7 inches, 8 inches is about the comfortable working area for scroll rods. One-man show with these. You can order them from a couple different stores. Salty Yarns in Ocean City carries them. That's where I got a bunch of mine. I do like these. Now, remember, when you put your fabric on these pins, you need to allot for enough fabric at the top and bottom of your piece, because this is also how you attach the bottom, obviously. There's going to be holes in your fabric, right? Because you're piercing the fabric. So I like to leave enough at the top and the bottom where I can cut off the piece that was on here, if that makes sense. So that's those. My favorite are the split rail scroll rods. And I also have, these are scroll rods from Artisan Designs. These are the Lock Scroll, L-O-K. And these are still sold because you can still get their stands, the Elan, all of that. This just fits in the Lowery. It just fits in the corner clamp. So you can see, there's like a sharp piece right there. I don't want to unroll it because it took me forever to get this way. But there is, I'm going to have to show you. There's no other way. I can't do it. You know what? Do I have another set? Let me pause. I'm going to go down. I have another set of scroll rods. I'm going to show you the split rail and all of that. Let me pause. Okay. Here is the Artisan Design scroll rod, not in the sidebars. So you put your fabric on here. Now, obviously, your fabric cannot go past this, obviously, because you lay your fabric over top of it, and then and that's what keeps it in this groove, and then you can roll it. What's nice about the Artisan Design scroll rods, the Lock Scroll, is that you don't have to take this out to adjust your fabric. These knobs here, all you have to do is loosen those up and you can scroll it. What I like about scroll rods is that obviously this whole piece is going to go, you know, it's the length of it. When you roll it up, you don't mess up the stitching. It rolls up very, very nicely, and it's taut. And this is the problem I had with the Q-snap, was that trying to reach under an 11 by 11 Q-snap was causing my arm and hand some problems. So this is what I'm going to use for the rest of this project. Now, because I am someone who likes to have all the stuff and try all the things, and I love the concept of a Q-snap with the clamps and the twisting, because it holds your fabric so very tight. A woman at the retreat, the organizer of the retreat, she was using, that I noticed, handy clamp scroll rod set. And so I went looking yesterday. And I went looking on Amazon because I like to be able to purchase stuff from them, because you can get it like within a day. And I like to also be able to link it for you guys, because I'm an affiliate with Amazon. So anything you buy that I link, I get a really small percentage. Everything helps though, right? Everything helps to support the channel. So this morning I ordered 2 sets of scroll rods. One set I had never ever seen before and never even heard of. So I'm going to show you the handy clamp set that I got, which is $45.70 on Amazon. and it looks like this. It comes with all of this. So it comes with, these are clamps, like Q-snap clamps. So what it is you clamp your fabric on these rods, and then you can roll it, and you have sidebars. So it's like a Q-snap almost, except it's a Q-snap just on the top and bottom. A lot of people swear by these, like 123 Stitch has these, but this set, this was cheaper than on, about $5 cheaper than on 123 Stitch. So that set includes, it says handy clamps hold your fabric taut without the need for tape, tack, sewing, or split dowels, which is what the lock scroll ones are. All wood parts are sanded smooth with the spreaders and ball knobs receiving a two-coat clear finish. And what's nice about, I'm confident that that's going to fit in the Lowery table clamp because it's not tall. Like, you got to be able to fit something in the side of that, if that makes sense, because I have the corner clamp, remember. Wooden ball knobs make scrolling your fabric easier. Complete set contains 2 6-inch and 8-inch spreaders, which will be fantastic because the 6-inch I like. 8-inch, 14-inch, and 20-inch scroll rods, 8 ball knobs, and 6 handy clamps. So you could technically have 2 projects, you know, kitted up and going. And I'll never use, honestly, I probably will not, I can't say I'll never use the 20-inch scroll rods if I have something that is where I'm using a fat quarter and I got to use the whole 18 inches. I can't imagine I would ever use something over 20 inches. So when that set comes in, and I think I'm going to get it tomorrow. Well, I'm going to get it Friday, October 1st. You guys are going to see this video on Saturday. I'm going to do a separate video on those scroll rods and show you. But the other set I bought, I couldn't resist because I had never heard of this set. And I looked at all the reviews and everything. It is called Arabesca cross-stitch scroll frame set with plastic clamps from Beech Hardwood. Now, they have two different sizes, small and large. I got the small because the large contains, the sidebars are 11.8 inches and 15.7. That's too big for me. And then scroll rods are 15.7 inches, 18.8 inches, and 22 inches. Again, I will never use those large sizes. I don't do projects that large anymore. The small set, which is what I bought, contains sidebars that are 7.8 inches and 11.8. So the 7.8 is what I will use for sure. And the scroll rods are 12.5 inch, 15.7, and 18.8. Now, there are, what's nice is there are, I'm going to show you the picture of this. I mean, that's the large set. Okay, here's the small set. See how there are all those holes in there, meaning you can actually make the spread of your working area many different sizes. And these wing nuts fit on the outside. Let me show you the picture. Here's the picture. See how it like fits on the outside of it? And you can see the clamp. I was just so curious. I'm like, I have to order this. Yeah, it's made from organic beech wood. Wait a minute, I'm trying to get to, why is it not? Yeah, it's made from organic beech wood. And you can roll it up because I'm going to try to show you a review on it where people had their work on it. Here's a picture where someone had it. This picture is not clear, but Someone had it, that's their work on it. I don't know what stand that is, but yeah, I was just so curious to use this, to get this, and it was, the small set was $47.99, and it got good reviews. People really, really liked it. So again, I will also do a separate video on that because it will be very easy for you guys to order those if you would like to once I do the review. Amazon, like I said, I'll be able to link it. So that's all I have to show you, and I hope that helped to, I don't know, not alleviate, but inform. The Dubko stand that I have, made for hoops. It's made for holding hoops. But the sidebars that I got, you can put Q-snap and scroll rods on it. The Velke Potoky, which I don't have yet, will hold a hoop or a Q-snap, and I feel like it would hold scroll rods because you're clamping it up top, like you're clamping it right here. Now the weight of this, I don't know if the Velke Potoky would support the weight of this. I guess that will be a test when I get it. But if I'm still, I pray to God I'm still not working on this by December, but who knows, because who knows what my work schedule and stuff is going to be like. If by chance I'm still working on this in December and I'm taking scroll rods. See, there's another project I want to work on for Christmas, and I want to take it there and start it. It is the Primrose Cottage Stitches Christmas words or Christmas sayings. It's not that big, it's not that wide, so I could use smaller scroll rods where I would still probably take my Lowery corner clamp instead of my Dubko stand. I have to think of myself as fluid, right? But yeah, so I hope that helped inform you a little bit on the different types of things out there to hold your needlework. And you know, you don't even have to have anything. If you like to stitch in hand, there are plenty of people that stitch in hand. It's never been for me because I feel like I can't get my stitches aren't neat. Like I like my fabric taut, you know? But yeah, so here is what, like I said, I got done on the piece last night. Tonight, I'll fill in the pumpkin. Bill's going like skeet shooting tonight, so I'll probably have a couple of hours where I'll be able to work on this and then get started on the word lantern. But I almost ordered more of this fabric last night, but I'm like, I need to wait until I want to do it. Like, I love the fabric. It's not going anywhere. So 28 count Jobelan and Antique Copper. Absolutely love it. I think this is looking fabulous. So that is it for today's segment. That was actually quite a long segment. Like I said, I hope it helped you and informed you. No purchases besides those scroll rods. Like I said, I'll do a totally separate video on both of those. Probably, actually, Bill's, I think, going to go on Saturday to like a hunting expo or something. So I will have time. I will probably have all day Saturday to do that kind of stuff. So we will see. But okay, guys, I hope you are having a good Thursday. And I will see you tomorrow for the last clip in this vlog. Hey guys, today is Friday, October 1st, and today is the final clip for my cross stitch vlog. I did no stitching yesterday. Just tired after work, and no, it just didn't happen. I did get something in the mail yesterday that I had ordered though, and I will link this down below. I get this from Amazon. So this is 12 skeins. Is it 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 12 skeins of white floss. And then they also have black because I buy the black too. I want to say this was $7 or $8, and I realize that's more, I think, than if you bought 12 individual skeins in the store. Maybe not. I don't know what the price of DMC is these days, but it's worth it to buy this from Amazon, and I had it in a day or two. So I will link that down below. The scroll rods have not come yet. They're coming today. They just haven't arrived yet. So since there's no stitching, I thought I would show you a previous finish and kind of talk about it. I do not remember. Okay. I bought this at the Stitching Post. The frame and the spoon came on it. The coffee beans did not come in it. I added that on there. But the frame came with a pattern, a coffee pattern. And I bought the whole, and I want to say it was like $26 or $27. I bought the whole thing because I liked the frame and I liked the spoon. I didn't really care for the pattern. So one of my subscribers had sent me an alphabet out of one of the British cross stitch magazines. I don't remember which one. I tried to look back in like my files. I have no clue. But the alphabet, I wound up spelling out Java. This is a piece of just opalescent 14 count Aida. I think I bought from Silk Weaver from Needleworker's Delight when I was at the Flosstube retreat. I mean, I stitched this many years ago. And I had actually done a speed stitching. I filmed myself stitching this entire thing and then I sped it up really, really fast. But it was one of the videos that I had to wind up deleting from my channel. So that's gone. But yeah, I really enjoyed stitching this. And then I framed it myself, so I have like quilt batting underneath of it. I mean, you can kind of see it's a little bit puffy. And then I bought coffee beans that are like plastic or acrylic, and then I hot glued them into the spoon. And then on the back, you can see I covered it with, this is scrapbook paper. Yeah, I mean, it turned out really cute. I really liked doing this. And it didn't take me that long to stitch, you know. And I was so happy that the alphabet, I mean, it fit perfect in here. I mean, I really couldn't have picked a more perfect pattern to stitch in this. And I like that the fabric sort of matched the frame a little bit. I just think it turned out really good. But yeah, I couldn't remember. I'm sure some of you will remember like what company, because they do a bunch of different ones. Like they have a Christmas one where there's a Santa or a snowman, a whole bunch of different ones. And really what you're paying for is the frame, because the pattern, you know, comes free with it, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And I have it hung up there with those 3M like picture hanger things. That's why you see the Velcro on the back. So I am going to end this here so I can get all this processed and all of that. I hope to do some stitching over the weekend, but who knows? I don't put any kind of like parameters on myself, you know, for stitching or anything like that. But I hope you guys all had a great week and that you have enjoyed seeing the clips. And stay tuned probably next week for the videos on the scroll rods, because I've watched a couple videos where people had them. I think I'm going to really like them. Let's hope. So as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so very much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.